In the ever-changing world of business,
keeping up with every move, every update is essential.
with stories that shape our economic backdrop,
A deep understanding of market activity.
and expert views that help you gauge the story better.
Get the most vital information.
From the business world and beyond. Namaste. Welcome to today's episode of Trailblazers. In the past episodes, we met Aalok Bhatwal, the phoenix who struggled against all odds to achieve success.
ये फिनिक्स ने काफी सालों बाद प्रूव किया कि हमारा आग में सब कुछ नेस्तनाबूद हो गया था और वहां से हमने फिर से एक ऊंचाई की तरफ हमने उड़ान भरी। चाइल्ड ग्रोथ मॉनिटरिंग सिस्टम नाम का हमने एक प्रोडक्ट बनाया। इस पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट को डेवलप करने के पीछे हमारी कंपनी की जो एक भावना रही है, ये बिजनेस करना है, वो हिसाब से हमने इस प्रोडक्ट को डेवलप नहीं किया। आने वाले पीरियड में हम 2 मैन्युफैक्चरिंग नए यूनिट्स हम शुरू करने का सोच रहे हैं। उसके लिए लोकेशन का सर्वे हमारा चल रहा है।
Today, we meet his brother, Aalok Bhatwal. He has achieved phenomenal success and channelized that success in helping the underprivileged members of society. The Bhatwal family belongs to Dhulia, and Aalok finished his schooling there. His upbringing, school and home environment provided a strong foundation. In college, he was drawn towards computer science, an unusual choice in those times. Mr. Raghunath, his father, like always, supported his decision and encouraged him to pursue the computer science degree in engineering.
I was born in Dhulia and went to a small school, primary school, Nadikatchi Shala. We used to go there. After that, I went to a very modest school, JR City High School. And what really that helped us in going to that school was we really connected with local people. We really mingled. There were people in my school who could not even afford shoes. So we remained in the ground. I used to hate to be identified as Bhatwal. You know, I didn't want to have that happen. I used to come by car all the way to that house, but then I used to hate to come to school in car and I used to take the cycle. I didn't want my friends to get disconnected from me thinking that I'm a different person. I should not be mingling with them. After school, I did my Marathi medium school till 10th standard. After that, like everybody else in my family, I went to Bombay. It was a very, very different experience to me. I was a lost soul coming from Dhulia directly to Bombay. I went to Wilson College, Chopati. The college has nothing but English. My older brother, Rajesh, he was very instrumental in getting me comfortable. He was the one who chose my college. He said, you go to Chopati, you go to Girgaon, be in a big college. You don't have to fear anything. Join every club, mingle with friends and make friends. And that's the confidence I had that he has done it, I need to also do it. In Wilson College, then they had started this course of, people coming from Marathi medium, extra English language. And I came to know about that after 6 months being college. I joined there, then the teacher told me, no, you're not supposed to be here, only Marathi medium students should come here. So I said, I am from Marathi medium, and in that 6 months, that hostel, staying in the hostel, mingling with it, little advice from Rajesh has helped me really mingle in there. And so after Wilson, I went to engineering. I wanted to be a computer science engineer at that time. It was not a very popular branch, it was a new branch. My father asked me, why don't you want to do electronics? You know, that's more. But I not even seen the computer at that time, but I was very fascinated by the whole concept of computer science and programming. When I came to 5th grade in JR City, he left JR City. We could never share the school because he went to 11th, I went to 5th. So I was as small as 5th grade when Rajesh left home, almost. Okay, he went to college, and after that he used to come home in the vacation. He's busy, he's doing in the college. Then when I went to engineering first year, that year Rajesh had passed out. Again, I did not have that chance of being in the same institute, being in the vicinity. We did not have lot of time together. But Rajesh stayed in the same CBD area for one more year that I was there, because he was researching on some projects there. So that 1 year we could interact a little bit. And when I was in Wilson College for 2 years, when Rajesh was doing engineering here, I used to visit him to his college, and that's where we got a little bit more friends.
As far as strategic partnership is concerned, I expect that in next 2 months, maybe 3 months at the most, we should be able to put up a very clear line of action. JV policy, if I could use a word, draconian. We truly need that JV policy reviewed. I don't say that the DPP document is 100% perfect. Please give me the details of those requirements. If they are fair, transparent, we will definitely include it, and document is not a holy cow. I have a very bad habit of quoting examples. Sometimes it is good to understand, sometimes use wrong signals. So Airbus should not take into consideration that my giving example of Boeing is a... I am pro Boeing.
और because sip India sip mango sip.
ट्रिप पे पता नहीं कहाँ कैमरा छूट गया, ढूंढना तो पड़ेगा. माय कैमरा, अरे फोटो नहीं यार, कैमरा.
तू मिलेगा तो सही, तू जहाँ भी छिपा है कहीं, छान डाले पूरा संसार. जिद पक्की सर पे सवार, जब हो साथ में यार.
A new age XUV 500. May your life be full of stories.
The Bhatwal brothers have a deep love for their hometown Dhule. Aalok went back to Dhule after his engineering degree and tried to help in technological advancement in the area. But the people in Dhule were not so convinced because of his young age. Thereafter, Aalok tried various jobs in India and US. He worked with research centers of IBM and Bell Labs. He also worked with startups. His career spread through various positions from a developer to senior architect.
After engineering also, immediately for 1 year, I came back to Dhulia. I came back, I said, okay, fine, I'm engineer, I'm finally an engineer, I want to make a difference. I want to bring in technology and I'm going to start from Dhulia. And that has been in my head since the time I joined College of Computer Science. I just wanted to do something different. So when I went back to Dhulia, that time 89 Nitiraj had started and I showed up on his doorstep in 91. Okay. He was very busy himself. He was just over the hill. He was trying to, make an ends meet. My father was also at that time was very busy in his work, and I was just there and trying to figure out what should I do. Okay, so Rajesh said, okay, don't worry, I'll give you somebody that I know in city, and you do software for them. And so I started making. So they said, I want an accounting software, and it should be in Hindi. And that time there was no Windows available easily. Okay, so I had to make it in DOS. So I designed the whole Hindi font in DOS for him, and left and right Jama Kharch us tarah se, that I have done the whole software. But it was not accepted. The people were not ready. Then I went back to Bombay. One day, actually, I took up a job for 2 months in Bombay first after college, and after that again I just wanted to go back home, so I left that. So that company still wanted me back. Okay, then 2 months, whatever impact I left on them, they said, I'm not letting you resign, you go for extended leave if you want. After 9-10 months of frustrating experience in Dhulia, I just one day in the evening, I just called this guy again, the owner, the managing director of this company. He said, "Oh, I know." I said, "Do you recognize me?" "Yeah." He said, "When are you coming back?" I said, it was like, it was yesterday that I left the company, and I could not let go that opportunity. So I went back to SEEBS, export oriented zone. So meanwhile, Rajesh was also so tied up in trying to get all settled. I don't think we had a lot of communication. In that also, in spite of staying in Dhulia, I don't think we had any time to have long kind of discussion about what I am doing, what he is doing. We were not we didn't have that luxury of time. Went back to Bombay. Within a year, company thought that I'm again going to leave them if they don't send me to US. I didn't want to go to US. I came back home. I asked my father. He was saying, "What do you want to do?" I said, "Even I don't want to go." But then some of my father's friends and everybody said, 2-3 mahine ke liye, if he's going, what's the problem? He can go and come back, get some experience. And I also agreed to that. I went to US for 3 weeks. My job was, it was a sales office. It was not development work. Within a week, I got terribly bored. And I said, "I'm bored. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do the development work." And I left that company. And that time there was no internet. So getting a job in US was not easy. Okay, so you had to fax your resume, you have to wait for somebody. And I really saw what was happening in US at that time, the whole placement agencies and service sectors and all those things. So basically I joined one of the placement agencies, and for 1 year, in that first year, I might have joined 15 different companies, 15 different assignments. I was on the road. At one point I got frustrated. I said, "I'm going to go back home." Okay, I didn't have money to come back home, and I did not even have a heart to tell anybody at home that make my ticket. But luckily after that, the things turned around a little bit, and I got a job which I could then start growing. Then after that, I got positions at a lot of good places which I wanted to work at. Bell Research, IBM Research. I worked at different insurance companies, financial centers. I worked at World Financial Center, Wall Street. All the way I worked with startup companies. I gathered a lot of experience there. So eventually after 10-12 years, the initial niche of doing something back of 91 was constantly bothering me. I wanted to start my own product company. I even started to do that in US. I did that for 1 year, but it was not easy to sustain because the expenses of running a company there is way higher. Okay, so then I decided to, and then every time I was pushing that door at the office, and I used to feel, if you feel bad about pushing that door and getting into the office, that's when you feel that you need to do something about it.
America seemed like a gilded cage to him. Like Rajesh, he also dreamed of being an entrepreneur, making his own products, and he knew that to realize this dream, he had to return to India. He received full support from his wife. She had a flourishing career as an occupational therapist. She was HOD at Princeton Medical Center in New Jersey, but she shared his love for India. In 2005, they relocated to India with their 2 young children. India was their homeland, but now it felt like a completely strange country.
We were both in US and making good money. Me and Aalok both had a very secure job, and kids were also growing fine. The US had a nice culture. They were going out, having fun. Priti and Ruchi, they were both small. And then Aalok said that all this, what it is around us, is just like a golden cage. I want to get out of this. I want to do something of my own for my country. I want to come back to India, and I want to see my software running in each and every shop in India. So I was very worried that here we have a big house and we close down everything and we move back to India. How are kids going to be? How is even Aalok going to be? Because he's used to certain type of environment to work. But he was just sure, and we fought about it for a very long time. Then I said, okay, let's move back, because this guy is not just getting peace of his mind here. And we came back to Bangalore.
Once we decided to come back to India, it was very pleasing to feel that we decided to come back to India. But then we realized the difficulties in it. Okay, we have to decide where we're going, what we're going to do, where we're going to stay, how we're going to sustain. And after that, again, there was a time of getting cold feet, because we don't know where we're going to go. I did not have a very concrete plan what I'm going to do in India. I just wanted to come back to India. And so we decided finally that whatever it is, we'll do some products. I'll start developing software for Nitiraj. I will automate Nitiraj. That was the idea. So I told everybody that I'm going to come back to India and probably going to be coming back to Dhulia. But it was not technically feasible, so we decided to come back to Bangalore.
The transition was very difficult, but they were determined to make India their home and a better place. Associate Press, the organization that Aalok was working with in US, wanted him to continue working with them. They gave him his first software project, helping him start up Hyperdrive Infotech, his own software technology company in India. His wife helped him manage the company while Aalok focused on software development. Aalok was grateful for his wife's support, yet he felt a little guilty because he had forced her to sacrifice her own career for his dreams.
We were back in India and Aalok had started his services. We wanted to do that for soft landing in India. So he had some business from clients in US. And at that time, we also decided to automate Nitiraj engineering software. And that's when I had a lot of interaction with Rajesh. I was talking to him almost on a weekly basis, getting the requirements for Nitiraj software, and we were implementing that in our office. And he was talking to me, but then I wouldn't say that we were very good friends at that time. He was giving the requirements as and when I would call him, and then things would go by. But last 4 years, Aalok decided that he had come back to India to have his own product in Indian market, and he wanted to do something for Indian local people and all. So he decided to do his product development, and that's the time we left our service model and we went fully into product development. And that's where Rajesh's role came in a big time. He has helped me tremendous. We talk every day, and I don't think I am what I am today would have happened without him. Every day we are talking, and now it's not like he's my husband's brother. We are good friends. We are talking as a professional. He gives me a lot of advices. He's just like a senior to me. There is no family relation here. We talk for business every day. He's just a role model to me, where I can't do anything without talking to him, understanding from him. And he also calls me. He's so busy, but he'll call me, Deepa, what happened? What is your monthly sales this month? What is your target? What more branches you're going to open? What is your next plan? So I know end of the day I have to answer back to somebody. So I'm also on top of it, doing things around, having meetings and reporting to him. So it's just wonderful. It's just, I'm just too blessed to have him like that in my life.
When I told him I'll come and join Nitiraj, he said, you join Nitiraj with your company, be an equal. I don't want you to come and join to feel that you're joining me and I'm helping you. And that's the kind of confidence he wanted to basically give me. He had that much of faith in me that I can really make it big. And so that kept me driving. That gave me a lot of confidence that, hey, I can also do it. And when I started with that office, I did the lease myself. I did the office finding myself. It was all very new to me. The whole Indian system was absolutely new to me. When I sent him the pictures, I sent him the office, he was very happy. I'm sure he was very worried too. Okay, and I never realized, honestly speaking, in the 12 years that I was in US, how much he missed me. Because see, we really did not, as I said, right from 5th standard he went, when I went to engineering he went, after that I went to US. So literally, I had not really connected to that level with my brother. There was a lot of love, we used to miss each other, we used to talk, but what was the relationship between us, how much we are alike, I did not realize that. Since the time I came back to India, I started on my own work. I was more in communication with him. And it was surprising for both of us that how alike we are. In spite of, we absolutely having a very different adult life, having a very different environment for us. But all our ethics, way of thinking, way of, the passion towards work, the interest towards work, the interest towards society, we were absolutely amazed sometimes that how, including the eating habits, including the sleeping habits, we were absolutely alike, and it was very, very strange for us. And that also brought us very, very much close to each other, because we did not have any kind of a disagreement on any topic because we exactly thought alike.
The final word on the world of marketing and advertising. Decode the latest trends with the influencers and the men and women who drive the sectors. It's all about the art of selling. Join Vikram Oza on Logo to Impact.
मीरा को राजस्थान कुछ ऐसा दिखा।
This week on Wealth Manager, we'll talk about Centrum's newest PMS offering, the Distress Opportunity Portfolio.
When we say distress, we don't say distress in terms of business situation. We say more in terms of valuation. There are these companies, and good quality companies mean pedigreed management. So the growth rates which used to be in double digit has come down in single digit. Now that has resulted into their valuations coming down almost 50% of average.
And we'll tell you how private equity and real estate funds have performed.
The research was startling. 5 to 6% per annum return is what they actually have been able to generate. And these are not the small time funds. These are funds which are large assets, cumulatively have about 11,500 crores of assets.
At these times only on Bloomberg TV India. The success of HDPOS encouraged Aalok to venture into a second product for school management. Aalok's aim is widespread adoption of technology in small and medium-sized businesses and schools in small cities and rural India. So his company tries to understand their customers and their working environment. Accordingly, they provide product training and documentation in multiple regional languages so that their users can easily understand and use their software. In future, Aalok's areas of interest are improving customer support, providing customized software for every professional like doctors, lawyers and designers, and developing clinic management software.
Once I decided that we wanted to go into the automation of retailing software, I was still not very sure about Indian market. How am I going to pertain it? How am I going to sustain that? So obviously the only person and the only dependable person I could do is to call Rajesh. I told him this is what I'm thinking, and he was very happy with the thing. He's saying, you know, it's a tough journey. It's not going to be easy. There are a lot of other products, there are a lot of other people are doing it. What is it that you're going to do differently? And so I told him about my experience about, you know, the focus being on the support. How am I going to bring in the new technology? How is it going to be working together? So he was like, okay, since I already know, you know, what the mindset is of the requirements are, we will be able to do it, and your thinking process is the same. So then he was also asking me, okay, besides that, what other ideas you have? What other things that you might be thinking about? I said, I just want to make a difference in automation of our country, bring in the difference. So then we also have school software, school management. So next thing that I see besides shops, the traffic on the road is school buses, kids going to school. So I said, you know, I want to basically bring in automation in school. So we also then started to work on HD School, that also we launched. But the school management was very important aspect. The third idea is automation of outpatient clinics and departments. So what the idea being that hyperdrive need to have one icon on every laptop, doesn't matter whom it belongs to. It could be lawyer, it could be a doctor, it could be a teacher, it could be a shopkeeper, it could be a businessman, it could be any profession. My dream is that hyperdrive's icon should be there on that laptop, and that kind of automation I really want to bring in. We started with automation of retailing, we already have automation of schooling, and we are going in depth of trying to automate all this. But eventually I want to be able to touch our country, our people in such a way that we bring in the automation and all these systems can be eventually be connected. Internet is a very big role playing into that. The technology is feeding in very fast, and it should not be very difficult to collect and connect all these professions together.
Rajesh, I would say, is just like a very strong pillar in our family. There are 6 brothers and sisters, but I would say for all of them, life does not move around without Rajesh being involved. Even if we are moving from one A point to B, and if something is delayed, like if me and Aalok are going and there is a delay in the train, first thing Aalok will do is call Rajesh, wow, the taxi is late, the train is late. I would like look at him, why are you troubling him? But no, life will not move around. And same is with all these brothers and sisters. The sisters also, they have to make a decision of their family, wedding, this and that. Rajesh has to be involved. And you know, I see that he gives the background, he gives the response also. He's always there. He's always going to be available for them. He's so busy, he has so much work, but still if you call him for whatever, he's there. And he's amazing. I don't have words, there is no word. I mean, dad is not well, Rajesh is there. Somebody's daughter is getting engaged, Rajesh is there. So he plays just a role of a dad, a brother, a very loving, caring friend. He's just a very strong pillar. I've already said that. And this family, the way it is, would have not been without him being there.
Just like his brother Rajesh, Aalok wants India to develop into a healthy and powerful nation that has a strong, positive image in the world. With this, we come to an end to this episode. We will return soon with another inspirational story for you. Until then, goodbye.
In the ever-changing world of business,
Keeping up with every move, every update is essential.
with stories that shape our economic backdrop,
A deep understanding of market activity.
and expert views that help you gauge the story better.
Get the most vital information.
From the business world and beyond.
We get you a holistic view of the day's trading
The highs and the lows.
and the day's most significant stories.
We are seeing that subdued reaction in stocks. Keeping an eye on every aspect that drives market
Get all that you need to know.
as the trading day comes to a close. There's always so much happening around us.
From new policies to scares and scandals.
Whether it's the ruckus in Parliament or the rain gods teasing the economy.
The suspense around interest rates, the excitement of a new launch.
Or what triggers global markets.
You need to make sense of it all to break through the clutter.
You need insight and perspective.
At the end of the day, you need
The final word. The e-commerce buzz has never been bigger, with aspiring entrepreneurs looking for the next big idea and the government's aim to digitize India. But where is this industry headed and what lies ahead? We take a closer look at the people and companies that are transforming the sector.